Ever wonder why electricians don't play hide and seek? Because good luck hiding when you light up the room. Now let's crack open the toolbox of humor and peek into the electrifying world of electricians. It's a place where every day is a bit of a shock, and sparks of laughter are just a flip of a switch away. Imagine mastering the art of taming lightning, or at least keeping your hair from doing so. It's a skill, a craft, and occasionally a comedy show. Now let's amp up the voltage and dive into some high wattage humor. Changing a light bulb isn't rocket science, but have you ever watched someone who makes you doubt that? Take, for instance, the classic conundrum: how many electricians does it take to change a light bulb? Well, it's not the punchline you might expect. It takes one to hold the bulb and the rest of the family to turn the house around. Yes, you heard it right. They rotate the entire house just to get the right angle on that pesky light fixture. And here's another bright idea. How many apprentice electricians does it take to change a light bulb? None! They're all too busy trying to find the non-existent left-handed screwdriver. Meanwhile, the bulb remains as dim as their search. Ever heard about the electrician who tried to change a light bulb with a flashlight? He was left in the dark wondering why the room didn't light up when he turned it on. And you thought changing a light bulb was simple. Let's switch things up a bit. Why do electricians make terrible comedians? They can't resist a good homemade pun. Now let's amp up the humor with some electrifying puns that are sure to excite any circuit. Did you hear about the electrician who tried to become a conductor? Sadly, he couldn't keep track of the currents. And why do electricians love working with electricity? Because it's the only thing that makes them feel truly grounded. Speaking of grounded, why was the electrician's book so shocking? Because it had too many live wires. It's always a good idea to insulate yourself with knowledge, but make sure it doesn't go over your capacitance to understand. Oh, and here's a classic. What did the light bulb say to the switch? You turn me on! It's clear that in the world of electricity, relationships can be quite illuminating. If those puns didn't spark your interest, maybe you need to check your funny fuse. An electrician visits a gym and the trainer asks, "What machine should I introduce you to?" He replies, "Show me the circuit training." Ah, the life of an electrician, where every term sounds like a call to action. Imagine our electrician friend, let's call him Sparky, strolling into the gym, ready to flex his muscles on some electrical circuits rather than lifting weights. Picture Sparky examining the treadmills and ellipticals, screwdriver in hand, muttering, "This one's resistance seems off. Let's adjust the settings for optimal current flow." And it doesn't stop at treadmills. When the trainer suggests a bit of rowing to generate some power, Sparky is already pulling out cables and connectors. "No need for rowing, I'll power this gym with a new generator set up in no time." The comedy peaks when Sparky attends a yoga class. The instructor says, "Let's focus on energy flow." And there goes our electrician checking if the studio's wiring is up to code, because surely that's what she meant by energy flow, right? In another hilarious twist, when a fellow gym-goer complains about static from the carpets, Sparky is quick to jump in. "Ah, classic case of excess charge, let me ground you properly," as he starts attaching grounding wires to their sneakers. Finally, as we wrap up this electrifying misunderstanding at the gym, it's clear that while Sparky is great with circuits, maybe the humankind isn't his forte. Remember, if your gym equipment starts talking about voltage and resistance, maybe call a professional, just not an electrician. Hope you're not too charged up from laughing. It's time to take a breather and look back at the electrifying humor we've zapped through today. From shocking beginnings to bulb moments that brightened your screen, we've had quite the current flowing. Remember when we joked about the electrician who refused to repair a broken power line? He simply couldn't resist. And how about that classic moment where the light bulb said to the switch, "You turn me on"? Ah, the sparks were truly flying. Then there was the puntastic parade, and what a pun. Did you catch the one about the electrician who was a true live wire at parties? He always knew how to keep the energy up. And let's not forget our circuit training, where every punchline was more electrifying than the last. So what was your favorite? Was it a shocking one-liner or a high-voltage story? Do you feel the electricity and humor blend well when wired correctly? Don't forget to ground yourself after all this electric fun and drop a comment with your favorite shocking pun.